Hi, this is Aaron, and let's talk about the recent bans in the Commander format. In the initial fervor of the ban announcement, I was going to make a video celebrating the bans and shitting on all the EDH finance pros that just lost millions. But I have calmed down a bit since then, and I want to discuss something a bit more interesting regarding the bans. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still in favor of these bans, but I would rather talk about the true villain of this story. And it isn't the RC, nor is it the finance people, the CEDH players, or the casual players. And surprisingly enough, it's not even WotC. The true villain of this story, the reason why this entire shitstorm even happened, is because of Sol Ring. To understand this, let's understand why Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus was banned. They were banned because they are fast mana. Fast mana in a casual setting very often leads to negative experiences, where either the fast mana player gets off to such a strong start that the other players can't stop them, leading them to curb stomp the entire table, which of course is a bad experience for the other three. Or the other three players do manage to gang up on the fast mana player and kill them quickly, in which case the fast mana player feels bad because they just got hated out of the game instantly. However, since most casuals are only limited to one piece of fast mana, Sol Ring, these kinds of games don't happen very often. But adding Mana Crypt or other pieces of fast mana into your deck greatly increases how often these kinds of games will occur. And many casual players were putting these kinds of cards into their deck, assuming that it would be fine. But why would they assume this in the first place? This is because of the fact that every single precon has Sol Ring. I mean, if we compare these two cards, yes, it is obvious that Mana Crypt is, at the very least, a bit better than Sol Ring. But the cards read very similarly, so therefore it becomes very easy for someone to trick themselves into believing that Mana Crypt is fine in a casual setting. I mean, if Sol Ring is fine, then surely this other card that seems very similar in power level should be fine too, right? And if both Mana Crypt and Sol Ring are fine, then surely Jeweled Lotus is fine as well. I mean, they're all just fast mana, they're all the same thing. If one is fine, then surely all three are. But now let's imagine a world where Sol Ring never existed. The best mana rock that a casual player would be using would most likely be Arcane Signet. And when you compare Arcane Signet to Mana Crypt, no sane person will think these cards are even remotely close in terms of power level. In this scenario, it is very apparent to everyone how insanely busted of a card Mana Crypt really is. This is why Sol Ring should be banned. It should have been banned the moment the format came to be, but now, the sheer prevalence of this fast mana is what allowed so many casual players to do the mental gymnastics required to justify playing Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus in pods where it didn't belong. If it wasn't for Sol Ring tricking all of these players, it is entirely possible that we could have avoided these bans. If it wasn't for Sol Ring, we could have built a beautiful Commander utopia. Okay, that's all. Like, comment, subscribe, you know.
Good, Anakin, good. Kill him. Kill him now.
I shouldn't.
Do it.